last year I got tickets to see Hamilton. Maybe the year before that. No, 2 years ago, because it was before my son was born. I got tickets to see Hamilton. And in Hamilton, anyone who's ever seen it, it's a dope musical, and I'm not even a massive musical person. They've got this song called "The World Turned Upside Down," and I feel like that's what we're going through right now. The world's just been turned upside down, and anything is possible. And I guess anything possible includes me coming back onto YouTube after 3 to 4 years. What have I missed? Interesting. Just some reflections during the quarantine period. I've never been the kind of person that's felt the obligation to maintain relationships or friendships, other than with my wife, of course. That's like 12 years, But let me explain. I've always seen friends as like family. So it's like, even if we ain't spoke for 6 months, I'll pick up the phone to you and say, "What's good? You need anything, my bro?" And that's no beef. That's no, "Why haven't you hollered at me?" That's family. Do you get what I'm saying? Though you should stay in contact with your family more often than that. Like one of my closest friends, this is my best friend from primary school to the end of secondary school. We didn't reconnect till 7 years after secondary school. I think high school, some of you lot call that. 7 years. We're both adults. And when we met, it was just like, "Yo, what's good, bro? What do you want to do?" I've never felt an obligation to maintain relationships. I guess that's how I view that as true friendship. If we speak every day, it's cool. But if you don't speak to me, I don't hold any animosity. I don't hold anything in my heart. If you forget my birthday, those are all trivial. You know what I mean? As long as we're there for each other when we need each other, and I know you're going through something, for me, that's a friendship, I've been reflecting a bit. The world's turned upside down. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, or you read the Torah, it's synonymous across all Abrahamic faiths, I think. I've been thinking about the story of Jonah. I haven't turned into a preacher. For those of you who are thinking, "Who's this guy that's come into my feed? I ain't seen him for so long." I ain't turned into a preacher. It's just an interesting story that I was thinking about. So, for those of you who don't know, most of you should be familiar. Yunus, as we call him in Arabic, he was invited by God to deliver a message to a people. Instead of going to deliver the message to the people of Nigeria, I can't remember, he decided to get on a ship and go away from his message. You know what I mean? So he gets on the ship, and what happens is, I think a few days in, the ship sinks. No, I think they have to throw Jonah overboard, actually, because he's the cause of this storm that's happening to make the ship sink. I'm paraphrasing, I haven't read it for a while. But at the end result of it, Jonah is thrown off the ship, or he falls off the ship, and he's swallowed by a large fish, which we commonly call as a whale now. And he ends up being in the stomach of that fish, and he prays and repents for 3 days and 3 nights. And eventually, he's forgiven by God. Then he washes up on the shores of where he was supposed to be going. So how is all the Jonah story relevant? Just because I feel like day to day, a lot of us are in a system. We're inside this kind of like well, and we're going further away from our purpose. And I feel like now the world's upside down. Everyone's been washed onto the shores, innit? And I think that's a good opportunity to kind of assess what you're doing with your time. So like I said at the start, I've never been a person who feels the need to maintain an obligatory relationship with people that I feel I'm connected with. So with that being said, what's good with you guys, man?